Welcome again to Inside the Stable with the Crest Chargers. I'm Trey Albright, along co-host Omar Porter. Omar, they got us back again for a second episode. You know, there was some question if we'd be back or not.
Something must have went right.
Well, you know, or wasn't complained about, I guess. I don't know. But Omar, let's get right into it. We got week one out of the way. We went to Lawndale and played the Burns Bulldogs, and, you know, some would say an undermanned Bulldog team, but, you know, Crest went in there and kind of handled their business and took away a win 55-14.
Yeah, I mean, the guys were focused. You know, had a good week of practice. Guys were focused and ready to play that county game, man. And, you know, when we got there, just, you know, they who let the dogs out, but I guess we put them back up.
But the Bulldogs turned into puppies that night, I guess. So, you know, what I take away from that game, it felt like an old school Crest team.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the offense was rolling, the defense was nasty, aggressive. Didn't allow a first down, I believe, the whole game. I can't remember when the last time any team's done that. And, you know, it just felt like an old school vibe and how Crest football should be.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like I said, the guys were zoned in and, you know, just they played together, played with intensity, and, you know, made a couple mistakes. You know, we'll be able to learn on that, but they were flying around, had a good week of practice, and like I said, everything's coming together. They're still growing and maturing and, you know, playing good ball.
Yeah, it's kind of a night and day situation from last year's first game against Burns. You know, kind of hardly didn't have a preseason last year, and we come in and kind of work some things out the first game, and you get stopped in the third quarter from a thunderstorm. You have to come back and play another night, and, you know, it kind of threw everybody off. You know, both teams were thrown off, and Burns held in there. But this year, you know, it was, you know, after that run Burns had for a touchdown, it was kind of limited on what they could do. Oh,
yeah. Like I said, the guys knew what they did wrong on, you know, that particular play, and kind of just, hey, we got to fix the little things, and, you know, let's get it back together and do what we can do.
But that's what you kind of got everything you wanted in the first game as a coach. You know, we can talk to Coach Lloyd and Coach Tom's here later about that. But, you know, you kind of had some things that you can focus on that we didn't kind of do what we needed to do and kind of messed up a little bit on. But it's the first game, and you come away with a 55-14 victory. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And, you know, and confidence for the guys. Like I said, for you know, county games, rival games, you know, you got to throw records out. You know, what's on the paper, you got to throw that stuff out. But when you play it, you just got to be ready to play, and they played the game.
They did. That was very impressive for the number one ranked Crest Chargers in 5A. Like I said, a 55-14 victory over the Burns Bulldogs in Lawndale. So we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back, and we will have Coach Lloyd and Coach Tom's joining us to go over some highlights of the game.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom, invading your home and property, spreading disease and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nealon Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
Welcome back to Inside the Stables with the Crest Chargers, sponsored by Nealon Cole Termite and Pest Control, and Moisture and Water Control. That's a mouthful, but we
said it well.
Joined here now by head coach Greg Lloyd. Good to see you, Coach.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, Trey.
We're 1-0, so that's a good feeling.
Absolutely.
Also, we have a special guest tonight. He's been dying to come on this show. Our defensive coordinator, Coach Frank Toms.
It's fun to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. Thanks for being here, Coach.
Frank's here tonight.
Yeah, we still got Omar still on the other end. We're holding the ends of the table down. So, guys, we'll go over the game last week before we go into some highlights. Great victory, good road win, good first victory.
Yeah,
Coach, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, kids played great. For a first game, very impressed. We like Omar said earlier, they were very focused on Friday. I've been back for 14 games. That was by far the most focused the team has been since I've been back was on Friday. So I'm taking that as a good sign moving forward, and really pleased with how we played in all three phases. And any win's good, and the county win's even better.
Yep, absolutely. It's always good. The last 3 times you've been out, you've improved every time. So that's what we you kind of look at. I guess I'm not speaking for coaches, but you. From the Jamboree to the Burns game, we've improved in every facet of the game. So
we're getting better.
Oh yeah,
we're working at it.
Now, Coach Tom's. Everybody wants to know we're giving up 0 first downs this week, right, at Shelby?
Yeah, we're gonna try. The goal is the same every week. Yeah.
But talk about the defense. It was stepped up big time. Great performance. 0 first downs, like I said. I don't know how many total yards Burns had, but it wasn't very many. So talk about the performance and some of the standouts.
They played well. I was a little nervous because of the way that last year went. I just wanted to make sure that we responded to adversity well. And obviously, second drive of the game, we had some adversity. We ended up letting the sneak go for 70 or whatever it was. And I feel like last year's team would have let that snowball into something worse. Mm-hmm. And the next drive out, I talked to them under the tent like, hey, we're not doing what we did last year. We're changing this right now. And they came out the next drive, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, just making them keep punting. So they were playing fast. They were playing physical, like everybody said before. Like it felt like an old Crest defense, which is exactly what I came back here to instill back into what we were doing. Mm-hmm. So that felt good. So we're just going to keep trying to build on that same intensity as we go into this week against Shelby.
Yeah, the defense was pretty impressive and great stats. But Coach Lloyd, the offense was equally impressive. 55 points. I think that's pretty good for a first game.
It was, and we had contributions from lots of folks. I thought we played well up front on the O-line. Obviously, you have to do a good job up there, and we did. Eli Hamrick did a nice job of running the offense. Got some good contributions from Malachi Gamble running the ball, and all of our receivers, Majay Thompson, Michael Edwards, Jason Black, Romeo Sanders, Pluto Surratt, Lyric Pettis, and we had a lot of people to contribute, and I think that's what makes us dangerous. We have a lot of different weapons, a lot of really good players, and there's only one ball, so but they understand that. Now I think that's what's going to make us good and make us even more dangerous to defend as we move forward.
So if I remember correctly, looking at the stats, you had probably 4 or 5 guys running the ball. You had 4 or 5 receiving. I think you had 2 over 150 yards receiving. Eli was over 380 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing. So, pretty impressive performance overall.
We have a lot. One of the strengths of our team, we have a lot of experience on the field. That's why we want to take advantage of this experience that we have. We got it on both sides of the ball. We have a lot of seniors playing. This is their last year dressing out in the green and gold. So we're doing everything we can to improve and get better, and give ourselves an opportunity to be a great team this year.
Let's don't leave out the special teams. The kickoffs.
And not leave.
I think Carson got the biggest ovation for putting the ball in the end zone 7 or 8 times that night. I don't think we've seen that in a long time, consistent basis.
Yeah, he did a great job, and he's worked really hard. A.J. Haynes, we have a new kicking coach that's working with him, and he's doing a good job working with him. But Carson and the rest of the kickers, they've all done good. They've worked hard. They've gotten stronger. They're a year older, and it showed Friday. So it is nice for the other team to start at 20-yard line a lot. And driving 80 yards is not easy. It's not an easy feat. So hopefully the defense we're going to play this year, it's going to be hard for people to score on us. And I was just pleased. And then the one time they did return the kickoff, we did a nice job covering it and tackling him. So So everybody did a good job.
I was going to say, I think that one kickoff they returned didn't get past the 20. Nope. I think they started at the 20. So, it's just it makes a huge difference. You touched on it, starting at the 20 and going 80 yards against the defense, and especially as fast and aggressive as our defense is, that's going to be an issue for some people to do on a consistent basis. It's a big difference starting at your own 20 and starting at your 40.
Absolutely.
So, kudos to the special teams and Coach AJ on that. Very good job on that this week.
And I'll give a shout out to Coach Skip Young and Coach Bull Levine. They work with their special teams, and they do a really good job.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of hard work's been done on the players and the coaches on the special teams side of the ball. So we'll go over we got some Players of the Week awards that we want to give out this year. We're going to announce them here every week. So we're going to have an Offensive Player of the Week, Special Teams, and Defensive Player of the Week, and all of them are brought to you by Neal & Cole Pest Control, Water and Moisture Control. Is that right?
Yes.
That sounds right, don't it? Sounds right, don't it?
They are great.
Sound good to me.
No, they are. So, Coach Toms, you want to give us the Defensive Player of the Week this week?
Our Defensive Player of the Week was Kylie Clark, number 5 sophomore, or junior, excuse me, he's junior now. He had 5 tackles, 1 assist. One of those tackles was for a loss and 2 forced fumbles. So that's huge, because those forced fumbles are something that we didn't get them back. We didn't fall on them. But those are 2 things that, like Coach Porter can tell you, like we've been harping on trying to get the ball out, trying to get the offense the ball more. With how explosive they are, the more chances they got, the more chances to score, the less we have to do anything, right? So he embodied everything that we wanted on Friday night, so he was definitely the player of the game for us.
Yeah, he was all over the field, and I think he was very active. He's had a great preseason summer. He's, like I said, he looks like a different player coming into this year. So, Coach Lloyd, you want to give out our Special Teams Player of the Week?
Sure. We spoke about him a moment ago, Carson Greer. I believe he had 8 touchbacks, had 9 kickoffs, did a great job. Forced the team to start at the 20. So, it's pretty evident who our Special Teams Player of the game is.
I think he hit all his PATs also.
Oh, he did. He most certainly did.
And that's crucial, as we know.
Oh, yeah.
So, Offensive Player of the game for this week for the Burns game.
That was a little tougher. We had tons of contributions. We gave it to Eli Hamrick. He was very good Friday. He was 14 for 19 for 384 yards, and he also ran for another 40 yards, scored a rushing touchdown. I believe he threw for 3 more scores. So he had a really big night, and it was excited for Eli, and glad he's here.
He seems like this year he's got a full command of the offense. I know he come in mid-year last year and then kind of was thrown into it and kind of had to learn really quick. But he seems like this offseason he's really grasped it, and he's got command of whatever you want to do.
No doubt. He's doing a great job.
Yeah. So those Players of the Week for the Burns game are sponsored by Neal & Cole, Termite and Pest Control, Water and Moisture Control. And we'll be right back after this commercial break.
At Healthy Touch Home Care, we bring professional, personalized home health care right to your door. With non-skilled nurses, certified aides, and hearts that truly care. We are proud supporters of Crest High football.
Healthy Touch Home Care with a gentle touch. Come join our team. Shelby, Gaston, your Forest City. Go Chargers!
This fall, the foundation of Friday nights is more than just the field, it's community. At King Construction and Concrete, Shelby's hometown licensed contractor, we're proud to support the Crest Chargers all season long. Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial builds, we pour strength into everything we do, promising professional expertise, experience, durability, and rising to excellence on every job, just like the Crest Chargers. At King Concrete, we offer custom work, such as stamped concrete, all flat work, curb and gutters, walls, and more. Contact us today for your free estimate.
King Concrete says, go Chargers!
Welcome back to Inside the Stable with the Crest Chargers. It's brought to you by Neal & Cole, Termite Pest Control, Water and Moisture Control. Now we're going to get into the highlights of the Burns game this past Friday. We're going to start with some defensive highlights. Coach Toms will lead us through the highlights.
All right, so we got Great job by Tavion right here of bashing this H-back coming across. And then we've also got Kylie coming inside. That's one of the guys that we were talking about, our player of the week. He comes underneath. Right here we got Tavion chasing this down. Tavion Winston's been playing great the past few weeks. He's come on a lot. Jet sweep, keep it wide. This is where Donnie comes in, takes out this the screen immediately. Got a blitz coming off the right edge. AJ does a great job of spilling, gets inside, tackle for loss. Rolling up. Lyric Pettis comes down like a missile. And then Kylie rakes the ball out. We just didn't get the ball after. But that's one of those forced fumbles we were talking about earlier today that we're trying to harp on. Inside, working out. We got a lot of great scrapes by our outside linebackers on Friday night. Chris Gunner filling the gap. He's one of the best at it right now. Pressure burst pipes is what I like to say. Here we go. Lyric, nice interception. Tried to get it back into the end zone. I think we had a...
That was a hold.
We have a hold back there in the back. So I
phantom hold.
Stretch again. Stretch it all the way out. This is the second forced fumble we had. Saw the ball go out of bounds. Kylie Clark once again. A little bit of pressure here. Kylie runs it down from the backside. All the pressure that we had was really good. Something that we didn't do very well last year was get pressure and get home with it. And Friday night we did a great job of it. Guys really bought in on all fronts about getting to it. Eli Black inside, swallowing up that guy. Makai, biggest thing here that we see that is the greatest is how many people we have at the football at all times. There's not a lot of time where there's one person at the ball. Boom.
Right offensively here, we're in a rooster set or trips. It's first play of the game. We call this place, it's called Thunder. We have a curl. Mazier Thompson catches a curl. He's fast.
Real fast.
He's very fast. Mazier's been doing a good job, and he's working real hard on his game, and really proud of how well he's done. Here we go, Malachi Gamble. That's 30. We run a 35 G trap right there. Run it well. Good blocking up front. The guard's doing a good job. What we got here? Same thing. Good run. He runs hard. Malachi's about 195 pounds, so he's a pretty good-sized kid. This is called maybe a little bit of luck, but Michael has a knack for finding the ball sometimes. He can do it. So it was either punt, 4th and 17, or cross her fingers, and glad it worked. There's a bubble screen right here to Michael. He had a really good game. He's obviously a good weapon out there, and playing him in the slot is probably truly his natural position. He's good at it. Okay, again, nice run. Receivers hustling, blocking downfield. What we got here? Touchdown, nice cut in there. Breaking some tackles. Touchdown.
He is a tough kid to bring down.
He is. He runs hard. He's doing a really good job. They gave us a lot of cushion right here. Michael just run a little hitch out there. And he come over there and asked me, one of his teammates said, told Michael that he was slow or he would score. And then he come over and asked me, he's serious too. He said, am I slow? Do you really think I'm slow? He said, you're not. I said, you're more quick than you are fast, but you're an exceptional athlete, Michael. So, Mazier Thompson taking a little screen out there, putting it in the end zone. See, an empty set, Cowboy. Call it Cowboy. 3 receivers right, 2 left. They didn't have many in the box there. And Eli, I tell you, Eli's a good runner. We don't want to run him too much, but just the threat of him being able to run the ball helps our offense.
It seems like he's got quicker this year.
Yeah, he's not quite as heavy. There's a tunnel screen to Pluto Surratt, putting in zone. That was a pretty play. That was going to be a screen. We did have some linemen downfield, but still a pretty passing catch. This is a effective jet sweep and threw it as far as we could throw it to Jason Black. He almost scored. The ball's in there. How many far do we figure, Frank? It's about 60 yards in there. He really,
it was
nice. It was good. So all around good performance by the players. Really pleased with their efforts, and they did a really good job.
Yep, good highlights from 1-0 with a victory over the Burns Bulldogs. And we will be back after this commercial break.
At McKinney Insurance, we are proud to support the Crest Chargers all season long. We want you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. We go out of our way to treat our clients like people and use our combined experience of over 70 years to protect what you value most in life. McKinney Insurance is an authorized Erie insurance agency that can help you with your auto, home, business, and life insurance needs. For your free quote, call or come by 113 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Go Chargers!
Do you need a tree removed safely and professionally? Call Utility Tree Service, Shelby's trusted experts in tree removal, trimming, and plant health care for both commercial and residential customers. Whether it's storm damage, lot clearing, or just making space, we've got the equipment, the experience, and the certified ISA team to get it done right. And we're proud supporters of Crest High School football. Call Utility Tree Service today, where we know the saying, we're Chargers, we're better.
We're Chargers, we're better.
Welcome back to Inside the Stable with the Crest Chargers. Now, Coach, we'll get into the health report. How healthy are you coming out of the Burns game, being a county game, being very physical?
We're pretty healthy. Maybe without maybe one player, but all in all, we're pretty healthy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So the Shelby Golden Lions, gentlemen. The school down the street. I think everybody, here, when I said the S word, kind of went, oh. So, there's no love lost. It's a rivalry, county rivalry. It's probably the greatest rivalry in the state. I believe it is. I don't think anything comes close to it. When you factor all the proximity of the schools, the relatives that play against each other, the cookouts, trash talking that goes back and forth, and seeing everybody out in church or seeing somebody out at the mall or whatever you want to say. So, there's a lot of history in this rivalry. Omar, you played in this. I think, what's your take on it? And
man, it's a game. You live for this one. I mean, like I said, this is a game you live for. I think I said the other week, when you're young, growing up to be a Charger, back in the day, it used to be like, if you only win one game, that's what you say back in the day, this is the game that you have to win, and like saying no love lost. Yep. That's just, like I said, it's a game that you can't describe this game unless you've played in it, and I've coached in it, played in it, and there's just something about playing Shelby that gets under my skin, and I know we get under their skin, but I just want to beat them. Bad.
And we all know some people at Shelby on the coaching staff, the great coaching staff that they have. And, the guys, they coach the right way.
Yeah.
They've been very successful over the course of the history of football over there. So, they have a great team this year. So, they're preseason number 1, I believe, in 3A, or, we'll see. Both of them are going. It's going to be a crowd, like it always is. Coach Toms, what's your take on it?
I think that they're a really good football team. I think that they do a lot of things really well, but I do think that there are some things that we can exploit, just like any other team that anybody plays. But it's our job to figure out what that is and make it happen, just like it's their job to figure out what our weaknesses are and exploit those. So I think everybody's going to come out Friday jacked up, ready to go, just like usual, because like Omar said, I've played in it, coached in it. I've coached against them on a different team before, and I had the same, fuel to win there as I do now. It's a little different now, obviously. 'Cause the rivalry is different, but they're good, and they present some problems that we gotta figure out, and that's what we gotta make sure we have a great week of practice for, especially defensively.
Yeah. Well, Coach Lloyd, you've also played in this rivalry and coached it, and, at a different school and now back at Crest. So,
well, it's like Shelby they're always good. I mean, they're good every year. They're like Crest. They're always they've got a good program. There's always good players at both schools. Coaches work hard. They've got an excellent staff over there. They'll be ready to go. Even last week in our game with Kings Mountain, they were ahead going into the fourth quarter. A couple of things snowballed on them, and Kings Mountain's good too. So, I mean, as a county game. So, I mean, we won. They didn't. I think you got to guard against that. They'll be ready to roll. I guarantee you they will be bringing their A game Friday night. They're very fast on defense, explosive on offense. They always have a good, solid kicking game, and and they expect to win. So, I mean, it's the game makes both teams better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Playing in that environment is a big deal because it only helps you as you just move through the season. Because it's like a playoff game, obviously. It's like a championship game. It really is, in a way it is. So it's for bragging rights, and, may the best team win, and we'll be ready to go.
It brings the best out of both teams every year. It does, and it's just they've had some classic games. You've had some lopsided games, but more than likely than not, anything that can happen will happen in this game.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of years, some teams the favorite does not always win this game.
Correct.
Always who folks would think would win does not always win this game.
Correct.
It's the team that really plays the best and has the least amount of mistakes. They're the team that usually comes out on top.
I'll say keep your emotions in check and keep the turnovers down. You're probably going to win. So, good chance to win. So,
saying that same thing.
Yep. So, a heated rivalry, but it's a fun rivalry. We look forward to it over here on the Crest side, and I'm sure the Shelby folks feel the same way over there, and they're ready to chomping at the bit. Like Coach Lloyd said, they took a loss last week, and they're chomping at the bit to get back on the field and show that they are Shelby and they are better than what they were last week. But, like Coach Lloyd said, they are leading in the fourth quarter, so, they're a good team, great team. So they'll be ready to go, and they'll expect a great atmosphere over at Shelby, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to be out there and see the electric crowd, and hope both teams play their best and they'll stay healthy, and we'll see what happens at the end. Hope we come out with a victory, and we come out with some more highlights next week as a victory highlights. So again, thank you for our sponsors. Couldn't do it without you. Neal & Cole, Termite and Pest Control, Water and Moisture Control. Thank you very much for sponsoring this program. Join us again next week as we go over the Shelby Golden Line highlights.